What's up everybody, welcome back to cilinixfxcapital and welcome to a new video on a new project that you can actually buy right now. They have their own pre-sale, as you can see right here. It's a very small project, but it's very interesting and I'll tell you about it in this video. I'll tell you loads of things. So first we'll dive into what the project actually is because at first it might sound a little bit difficult and perhaps difficult to understand and to grasp the idea behind the project, the platform, and the token, but in the end I think you will find it very interesting as well, and you might even consider participating in a pre-sale that they have right now. So that's the video, that's the thing we'll do in this video. Now to get started, the project we'll talk about is CONG. The conglomerate capital is the name of the project, TCC. So when I use that abbreviation, TCC, in the video, that's what I mean, the conglomerate capital. And they have their own token, which is the CONG token, which is obviously derived of that. But before we talk about the CONG token, we'll talk about the tokenomics in a moment, because the tokenomics are very, very important in understanding the project and the crypto itself as well. But before we dive into that, it is necessary to talk about what the project is doing. So the conglomerate capital is the pioneer BEP, so a Binance blockchain-based investment platform to bring deals to investors across the globe under a decentralized governance structure through its unique token CONG. That's very simplified. There's much more to it. But basically, to give you a little bit more of an idea, in my own words, about what TCC is basically it's a platform. You could call it a launchpad, but then it's more of a Web 2 and Web 3 launchpad together, right? So a lot of launchpads right now that just launch new cryptos, new Web 3 projects. And where TCC is actually different is that they actually, it's actually a venture capital which you can participate in. So venture capital invests in companies. And if those companies actually make a profit, there could be different structured deals. But then they actually get some of the revenue, or when the company gets sold, they actually gain money from that. That's what the venture capital is. And by investing in CONG, you actually join a decentralized autonomous organization, a DAO, which invests in all sorts of businesses. So not only Web3 projects, but also just normal small and mid-sized companies across the globe. And you can actually be a part of that by participating in this pre-sale, buying the CONG token, and being a part of the conglomerate capital. So that's briefly what it is, but now let's actually dive a little bit more into the details. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the CONG token, because the CONG token is the main token within their platform and within their network. And the CONG token has a lot of different utilities. Like you can see on the website right now, it has a limited supply. You can actually gain some yield. We'll talk about the staking opportunities on the CONG token a little bit later. Currently, they already have over 10,000 holders of the CONG token. Right now in the pre-sale, you can actually purchase the CONG token at a very low price as well, but we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of the video as well. But the CONG token serves a very important purpose in their whole decentralized autonomous organization, in the DAO. The DAO, basically what that does and what what holding CONG tokens actually allows you to do is have a say in the practices of TCC. So TCC, like I said, it's the main platform that actually invests in businesses. You should see it like that. And you actually have a say by holding the CONG token, which I think is the main utility and the key selling point. You actually have a say in what happens. So for example, if there's some sort of a buyback program possible, which usually increases the price of the token a lot, you have a say in that. Apart from that, large holders are actually prevented by having too much of voting power with some things they've actually put into the code. And by the way, CONG is fully verified, or it's fully audited, as you can see. There are no problems. The audit is done by Consult, which is a very much respected audit company. And the team is also KYC. So we'll talk about the team a little bit later as well. They don't only have a KYC certificate, but they're actually known as well who the founders of the project are. So that's always a plus as well. But apart from it being audited and the code behind it being right, there's much more. Like if you actually, like for example, deal flow. So that's actually when they have investments. Like new tokens can be minted to invest in new companies via TCC, but you have voting power of that as well. And just in general, this entire And just in general, the CONG token holds real utility and actually has real intrinsic value as well, because you are allowed to have a say and to have governance about what happens with real world companies actually generating revenue. So like I said earlier as well, a little bit towards the end of the video, I'll tell you how to actually participate in the pre-sale of Kong and how to get some Kong tokens. But at this point of time, once you participate, you get the tokens and you can stake them very easily on their website. If you go to their website and at the very top you go to staking, here at the top menu, you can already stake it against great APY, but not unrealistic APY. So it's actually, it's decent APY. Like you're not going to get this APY easily on the crypto markets. And apart from that, it's also not that high that you're thinking, well, this is definitely a scam. So when looking at the token distribution, you can also see that fairness. So what you can see is that 19% actually goes to investors, 16% to the TCC team, which in relation to the other distributions is very, very fair. 15% to development, 9% to rewards. For example, the staking rewards we just talked about, 9% to marketing, enough to a liquidity pool, 2% to strategic partners, and 16% to a term I should introduce to you, which are conglomerate subsidiary companies. And these are the companies that will be invested in. They will receive the CONG tokens to actually gain funding and to run their operations. So that's also where they already have some tokens distributed for. And apart from the initial investments in the platform development and community growth, the largest part of the capital to be raised will also be invested in new companies and new CSCs, excuse me. So once the revenue actually starts getting in towards when we get to the phase where they will actually do the investments, which we'll get into the roadmap a little bit later, most of that actually goes towards development, marketing, and new investments, which basically means that if this all goes according to plan, of course, because the value of the CONG token relies heavily upon that, it basically is exponential revenue. All right, so when we're talking about the roadmap, right now we are very much in the early stage, right? So in 2022, you had somewhat of a seed round, an idea conception, and basically the foundation for the conglomerate capital, the platform, and the token. Right now we're in the early stage, and that lasts until 2023. So it's definitely a long-term project and token. So towards the end of 2023, we will get some exchange listings, and basically all of the pre-sale rounds will be over, which, like I said, we'll get into that a little bit later, don't worry. And 2024 up until 2026 is really where the growth starts. So there we'll have approval of funding campaigns and release of committed capital based on that DAO governance as well. The operation of CSCs, reinvestments if there's already revenue from those CSCs. And just in general, real growth of the project, but also of the operations of the project. So if you actually want to take a look at this roadmap, because I thought it was most relevant to take a look at the early stage, which is now, and then a little bit about the next couple of years. If you want to see the full roadmap, just check out the links down in the description and go at the top menu to the roadmap right here. Now, briefly about the team, like I said, they have been KYC verified, but the two co-founders, Yves and Diego, both have more than a decade actually working in venture capital, private equity, and merger and acquisition industries. So they definitely are known to the industry, and that's a great thing because, like I said, this project, you should basically see it as a launchpad platform, but then more of a venture capital. So it's not only launching new crypto tokens, no, it's actually launching Web 2 and Web 3 projects and companies which actually gain revenue and where all of the incentives are actually aligned for the CONG token. So like I said, the projects that actually receive funding will also receive funding in CONG tokens. So the interests of the team, the investors, which we are, and with our governance in the DAO, but also of the companies that are invested in, are all the same, and they all point towards increasing the value of the CONG token. Now onto perhaps the most exciting part of this whole pre-sale in the video is the pre-sale. Right now it's only in stage 9, so you can buy at a very, very significantly low price. You can buy it for 5 cents. Listing price at the end of the year will be at $0.50, so 0.5 cents. So that's already a 10x from current levels. Now, you never know what happens at the listing, right? We might drop down quite a bit, but now you can still buy it at a very low price. There are 35 pre-sale stages to really prolong the pre-sale itself. Total raise target is 10 million. It's a little bit high perhaps, but there is enough time to get that. And if you actually want to participate, check out the link down in the description. And here you can buy it either via credit card or PayPal or with crypto. If you just press buy now right here on the website, it will bring you to this website. There you can connect your wallet, purchase with 3 different stablecoins, the biggest ones, enter how much you want to purchase, and then connect your wallet, finalize the purchase, finalize the transaction, and the CONG tokens are yours. And like I said, you can already get some decent staking rewards on it as well. So if you are interested in learning more about this project or participating in the pre-sale, check out the links down in the description. But for now, that's my take and my video on TCC and their CONG token. So thank you for watching, take care, and bye.